But I think Elvis has more presence. Like when Elvis walked in the room, everybody just looked at Elvis. You know, when he's on the screen, you looked at Elvis. He just had this thing about him. And when I was a kid, see, Elvis Presley to me.
Many people don't know that famed comedian and movie star Eddie Murphy, born in 1961, looked up to Elvis Presley when he was a teenager. He explained that at age 15, he even dressed up like Elvis and imitated him. Quote, "At 15, I used to dress up. My uncle gave me this old tuxedo jacket. It had this gold lame stuff on it, and I would put it on and get scarves and cut school. And put my Elvis Presley records on and get in the basement and give a concert by myself. And one day my brother was in the doorway and watched me for like an hour. And when I turned around, he was like, 'You're crazy, man.'" Eddie laughed. He replied, quote, "It was Elvis. I wasn't embarrassed," Eddie said. "I was happy. My brother said, 'You're crazy.' I was like, imitating Elvis. Thank you." In 1985, after Eddie became successful, he bought a huge house in New Jersey that he said was inspired by Elvis.
Looks just like Graceland. It does.
Really?
It looks just like Graceland.
The Elvis Presley home?
Yes, on purpose. So I'm a big Elvis fan. I bought the house. It looks just like Graceland.
Is it?
It's a big house.
How many rooms?
I don't know. I would go, I think, 1, 2, 3.
Eddie called the house Bubble Hill and even sang a song about the home. The 25,000 square foot mansion sat on 5 acres of land in Englewood, New Jersey. He paid $3.5 million for the home, which features 32 rooms, including 8 bedrooms and 14 bathrooms. It had a music studio, a bowling alley, a screening room, a gym, indoor and outdoor pools, a billiards room, and racquetball and tennis courts. In 2012, Murphy sold the estate to singer Alicia Keys. Eddie was also known to be a big collector of Elvis memorabilia. In a 1989 interview with Rolling Stone magazine, they wrote, quote, "His office is stocked with Elvis gold records, Elvis books, Elvis street signs, arcane Presleyana of all sorts," unquote. The magazine article stated that Eddie was emphatic about checking his hair in the mirrors around the house, combing and recombing his hair, similar to what Elvis did in the early days. As Eddie explained, quote, "Elvis looked like every hair was where it was supposed to be," he said.
When I was a kid, see, Elvis Presley to me, it's his presence, I think it is. I don't think anyone in this business has had as much presence as Elvis. I don't think anyone's had as strong a presence. I think Elvis has more presence. Like when Elvis walked in the room, everybody just looked at Elvis. You know, when he's on the screen, you looked at Elvis. He just had this thing about him.
But Eddie's views on Elvis seem to have changed over the years. Stay tuned to the end to see why. Eddie got his big break when he became a cast member on Saturday Night Live in 1980. On the show, he did amazing imitations of famous singers like James Brown and Stevie Wonder. It's too bad he never did his impression of Elvis on the show. But he did do one explaining how his friend, Arsenio Hall, would tease him about being an Elvis fan.
Love for Elvis began.
He teases me about Elvis all the time.
But
And
never
says-
on the air. Never.
No, when he says, like, if Elvis was alive now, he says, "Man, you wouldn't even hang out with Elvis." I said, "Yes, I wish it, man. Elvis would be in the lobby of your house, like, "So, man, is Eddie there?" And I would be in the room, "Tell him I'm not here." "Hey, what's going on, man? He told me to come over." "Oh, I know what's going on. All right."
Even though Eddie made fun of Elvis and his acting ability in his 1983 comedy special Delirious, the truth was that Eddie was strongly influenced by Presley's films. Quote, "I got turned on to Presley from his movies. That's when I got into Elvis Presley. I was a Presley fiend. I still think Elvis Presley is the coolest entertainer that ever lived. He was just cool. 'Cause the man is from the South. This is a guy he's like from the South. And you would never know it seeing his films. He's a really cool guy, Elvis Presley. I'm not saying that Southerners aren't cool, but Elvis was from Tupelo. Back when Elvis was there were no shoes in Tupelo. This guy's real hip, one shoe." Audience laughs. What ugly rumor about Elvis caused Eddie Murphy to defend the king of rock and roll? Quote, "The big myth in the African-American community was that he said that the only thing black folks could do for him was shine his shoes and buy his records," Murphy told Rolling Stone in 2011. "People liked him when they were young, then said, 'I don't like him because he said that.' And I said, He never even said that, unquote. As explained in my previous video on B.B. King, Elvis did not say that. It was a rumor that started swirling in 1956 at the height of Presley's fame. In 1957, Jet magazine did an interview with Elvis and point-blank asked him about it. Elvis responded, quote, "I never said anything like that, and people who know me know I wouldn't have said it," unquote. At the end of the article, Jet magazine acknowledged that the rumor was unfounded. But Eddie Murphy recognized that Presley did have flaws.
And he was going through all this stuff with drugs and all this craziness, but on screen and on stage, he always looked like he was in control, you know, and that's amazing because it was this war going on inside this guy. And I'm just fascinated with him, you know.
In 2019, he was asked about collecting Elvis Presley memorabilia.
Oh, not anymore. I used to when I was younger.
Yeah, not anymore. No.
Yeah, I got a little older, you know, it's kind of like, hey, man, why I got this I still love Elvis, but he was much cooler when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I got older and I kind of, you'd start to see the whole picture, it was like,
it's
hey, man, take that off the wall. Don't have that jumpsuit on my wall.
Yeah, what am I doing now? Yeah. What am I doing?
Sell all the jumpsuits, man.
However, Eddie also understood the pressures that huge stars like Elvis and Michael Jackson were under. In 2011, he said, quote, "Michael sat in the same hot seat Elvis was in, the biggest star in the world. How can I put it? It's like you're not a person, your human beingness is compromised. The stuff that everybody has to deal with. Take that and magnify it by 1,000. That's where Michael and Elvis are sitting. It's madness swirling around them all the time. On the surface, you're coming off like you have it all the way together, and behind the scenes, you're completely unraveling," unquote. But in the end, Eddie still proudly states that Elvis was one of his 4 major influences. In an interview with Jerry Seinfeld in 2019, Eddie Murphy said, quote, "Now Richard Pryor is kinda like, that's who I wanna be, but I also was equally fascinated with Elvis. I was a big Elvis fan. The suits, and the way I was rolling with my bodyguards. My house in Jersey, I bought it 'cause it kinda reminded me of Graceland. Elvis, Richard Pryor, Bruce Lee, and Muhammad Ali." Jerry replied, "I could see it. It's like a recipe. I take those 4 guys. I put them in a blender, and you come out," unquote. Find out what Whitney Houston said about Elvis in this video. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like this video to help this channel grow. For more fascinating facts about Elvis, pick up one of Trina Young's 4 Elvis books. Read a free excerpt at elvisbiography.net. Please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. And keep watching more Elvis videos here.